When you're sitting in your home as a child and you're living with an abuser, you're living with a perpetrator, they don't just walk in the house and start throwing punches and that's not really how it works. What ends up happening is there'll be a rule violation, right? Like I remember one day I was doing the dishes. Here's a really good example. I was doing the dishes and there were sharp knives, and this is before dishwasher. Maybe people had dishwashers, but we couldn't afford one. So you got to do the dishes by hand in the sink. And I had reached into the sink to grab the sharp knives out and put them aside so I wouldn't accidentally cut myself. My father came and saw that, and he said, "Why are all the sharp knives sitting over here?" And I said, "Well, I didn't want to reach into the murky, gross dishwater and accidentally grab a knife by the sharp part and hurt myself, so I put them over here." And he said, "So somebody else might walk by and grab them." And the next thing I know, I'm being attacked. So you end up thinking, when you're at a young, impressionable age, you end up thinking, like, I've done something wrong. Like, had I not done that, I wouldn't have brought about this outcome. It took me years to realize a lot of the things that I was experiencing in a negative way weren't my flaws and weren't what was wrong with me, but they were things that were wrong with him. It took me years to understand that. It took me years to build myself back up and realize I wasn't stupid or wrong or any of the horrible, insulting things that he said about me or any of the ways he made me feel. I was not any of those things. He had an issue, right? But when you're in that environment, you feel like whatever I did to trigger this, I somehow must deserve, like somewhere in there, I must deserve it. This is why most people don't report it for a very long time, because the first thing you try to do is stop triggering the abuser. The first thing you try to do is stop being the trigger to the person who is violent,